Hi. So in the last video we have seen getting user input. In this video we're gonna start getting more advanced in programming, and I'm gonna start showing you functions. So functions are a little complicated for a beginner, but if you practice it a few times you're gonna start getting it. So I'm gonna make over here, I'm gonna write in this place here where it says program, in this class, just ignore this. In this class, in between here and here, I can write a thing like this, a method, a function like this. Some people call it a method, some people call it a function, but I don't like to call these kinds of methods. I like to call them functions because they're not operating out of an object. That's more advanced programming. I'll go into that sooner time. So I'm gonna call this function print public static what am I writing here? Public static print. So print, and right over here console dot write line, and I'm gonna write over here hello. Oh, I forgot to put over here a void. So anytime you want to print something to the screen or just do something very simple like this, you have to write public static void. I mean, you can write private here also, but you should write it like this: public static void, and give it whatever name you want to give it. This you could call Zach, you could call it Mike, you could call it whatever you want. So, and now this is not going to do anything. It's just going to open the window, it's just going to shut. Why? Because the program goes and looks whatever is in the main method. This main, it looks at main, sees whatever is in main, and it reads whatever is in main, and then it prints it to the screen. But if there is nothing in main, it's just not going to execute. So what we do is we call this method, this function. Some people, again, like to call it method, some people like to call it functions, but I'm going to call it a function. So I'm going to write over here print, and here I'm going to write console.read to keep the screen open. And what it's going to do is it's going to go to print, and it's going to print, it's going to go to this place, and it's going to jump to here, and it's going to print hello. And then it's going to keep the console open, and let's show you. It says hello. Let's put it in debugger mode. You should be able to see it in slow motion. So what it does is, it looks over here, it goes to print, now it jumps into this method, this function, and it jumps to hello, and it says hello on the screen over here. And then it jumps out of this print, and then it goes to console.read, and it keeps it open, and then it finishes the program. So I can even show you a few cooler stuff that you could do. I'm going to write over here variable. I'm going to make a small calculator over here. I'm going to write console dot read line, and I'm going to equals it to an int a. Reads the line text character for user input. Oh, so it basically tells me you can't equals it to an int. There's a way of doing that. So I'm gonna do a small thing over here, small trick. I'm gonna go to right try here, right, put around parentheses. Right over here, try parse. Not sure if it's called parse, where it's maybe called convert. Convert, I think so. Convert dot to int 32. So this small thing just takes right when I once showed you what a string is and what an integer is. This small thing can only pass down a string. So see, this small thing can only take in a string. So it's a string console.readLine. So what I'm doing over here is I'm converting whatever you put into the keyboard. Whatever you put into the keyboard can only be a string. And it takes whatever you put into the keyboard and it's going to convert it to an integer. So if you put an ABCD, the program is going to crash because I didn't do exception handling on this. So, but if you put in a number, it's going to convert it to an integer and dump it to this small int a. Now I'm going to write int b is equals 10. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this math, and this math is going to take in an int a, int b. So don't get confused. I'm going to tell you soon what this all is. I've got to put a small semicolon here. So basically, I gotta call this math because I'm calling now that method. Now, what I'm doing essentially with this math is I'm giving it A and I'm giving it B. So now let's recap on this. It's gonna take whatever you had written in to the keyboard, the small thing, whatever you had written on this console.readLine, and it's gonna convert it into a number. It's gonna put it into the small variable a. So a is gonna hold whatever number you put in. Then it's gonna make a new variable b. This variable b still didn't do anything. And now it's taking, this small math thing is taking in A and it's taking in B. So what means it's taking in? So let me show you. So now I'm going to do A plus, I'm going to do math. A plus, oh, not this A. I'm calling it this A. It's calling A plus B. And now I'm going to change this small void thing and I'm going to call it int. And I'm going to write over here, return, now let's give it a semicolon, So basically what it's going to do, it's going to take a plus b, and it's going to calculate it. So if you write, let's say a, you write 15, it's going to give you 25. Why? Because a, what you wrote is 15, plus b is 10, so it's 25. And it's going to take it, and it's going to return it. It's going to return it to this small thing. So now, this math is going to be a new variable. It's going to return a new variable. This variable I'm going to call int c is equals math. So basically what it does is it takes an a and takes an b into this thing, it calculates it, and this math, and then it jumps back to here, and this small math thing holds these numbers calculated already. And then it puts it into C. What C is your answer. And now I'm going to write here console dot write line and I'm going to write C. So let's start the program. Let's say I'm going to write 60. It's going to give me 70. You see? Or if I give it 5, it's going to give me 15. Why? Because it's taking your number and it's plusing it plus 10. So it's like a small calculator. Let me show you the video in debugging mode in slow motion. So what it does is it's waiting for user input and it's asking I should put in something here because the program can't do it. So I'm going to give it a number 3. I'm going to press enter. Now this A, let's show you in the small debugging mode, this A is holding now 3. Why? Because I had put in 3. And now B, and B is holding 10. Now it's taking A plus B, it's putting it into this function, and it's taking A, the small a is holding 3, and this small b is holding 10. It's taking A plus B, and it's calculating it, it's making it into 13, and it's returning 13 to C. So C is holding now 13. Now it's going to print C, what C is 13, to the screen. So it's going to print 13 to the screen. You see over here, it says 13. So that's it. That's all about functions. In next videos, I'm not sure what I'm gonna teach you. I might teach you more about functions, or maybe I'm gonna start teaching you more about objects because I want to move on.